After agreeing personal terms with the club Arsenal, Moises Caicedo is yet in the news for some good reasons with this transfer, and we've got quite good news. I will bring to you the latest that is definitely happening in the camp of Arsenal. Hello, everyone, thank you for being part of this podcast. And make up and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We're definitely dedicated to bring to you the latest straight as it comes in. So it will be remembered that for some time Moises Caicedo has been linked to the club Arsenal, and remembering what actually transpired, what happened in the January transfer window with him being heavily linked. But let's which club is he? Brighton, actually. Brighton and Hove come out and say he's not for sale, we're not selling him, despite the fact that he, as a football player, wanted the move, despite the fact that he definitely wanted the move. He wanted to move to yet another club. He didn't want to stay at Brighton. Brighton and Hove was not having, actually Brighton and Hove didn't have the same opinion with him, so they disagreed. But the fact that the club always has a bigger say, as long as things are not very bad with the player, the club has a bigger say, more especially if it's not a free transfer. If it was a free transfer, I think if it was a free transfer by now, he would be an Arsenal football player. But the fact that he was not a free transfer and there was a bit of time still, there's still a bit of time. He signed a big contract. I think Brighton and Hove definitely know they know how to do business, I must say. When he stayed, he had to sign a contract, and that makes things a bit complicated for other teams. But other teams have definitely said, despite the fact that you want he has another contract on him, you've put him on a contract, we know but that we're willing to pay any amount of money to definitely have him. So it's quite good that it happened that way anyway. But it's quite good that it happened that way, and it definitely stopped other clubs, not only Arsenal, it stopped other clubs from having him. And right about now, Arsenal is in the front line of having this gentleman. Well, remember that Arsenal has been trying to have a defensive midfielder since last season. With Granit Xhaka set to leave, Granit Xhaka is going to Bayern Munich, and that's most likely where he will be playing. He's going to have some good time at Bayern Munich, and we think him playing for Bayern Munich will be a much better experience for him. Playing European football will be a great thing for him, and I think this will come with a few challenges, because he's now been used. He's now been used to the Premier League, and there is a little bit of changes when you go to the European League. We've had quite excellent football players failing in the European leagues, and some of them have excelled and others have failed. So it's always something in between there. But what we can wish him is the best of chances. If he definitely decides that he will be leaving, if he officially decides that he will be leaving, then we can say nothing. We can definitely say nothing apart from wishing him the best of chances wherever he goes. So let's wait and see where this will definitely take the club. Where will this definitely take the club? Of course, Arsenal is not going to look Bayern Munich take Granit Xhaka, and they do not have a replacement. So the defensive midfield is what they have been looking at. They are trying to make sure they can have him. In the fact that Moises Caicedo already agreed personal terms, that was a big thing. Agreeing to personal terms means quite a lot. That means the transfer is definitely very close, and the club is looking at how definitely they can seal the deal, how they can get the deal done. And all we need to see is just having a deal that is done, sealed and confirmed. And once it is that way, I think everything will definitely go on quite well. And let's wait and see how all this comes out. But Moises Caicedo definitely is a very good one, and we think uh, him moving away from Brighton and Hove will also improve him as a football player. I mean, you can't be such a good football player and you just have an aim of playing European football. You need to make an extra mile, move an extra mile, go an extra mile, and win the Premier League. If you I know he's been in a final with Manchester United, finals of the Carabao Cup, wasn't it? Finals of the Carabao Cup, and they played quite well. Played quite well. Brighton and Hove played quite well, and actually, Moises Caicedo was the man of the match in that game. He definitely played very well. Absolutely well. He was a very, very good one. He showed that he can actually even excel, play more than how he was even playing before. So him joining a big squad, him joining a better squad, because when you say Arsenal has a better squad than Brighton and Hove. So if he can join the likes of Bukayo Saka, Smith Rowe, the likes of Edin Ketia, Gabriel Jesus, Alexander Zinchenko, William Saliba, you can see the surrounding definitely changes, and he will have a great time again. He will definitely have a great time, and his name definitely needs to be put somewhere with a few trophies, you know. And if you're winning trophies, you can't win a trophy. You can't win trophies if your aim is winning trophies. Then you shouldn't remain in a club that is hindering you from winning trophies. But I like his mentality, and he's ready to move. He's ready to challenge himself. The only thing that we are also sure about, the other thing that we are also sure about is European football. He's not interested in European football for some reason. Most football players who have played in the European, the English Premier League. If they're in the Premier League, in the English Premier League, they always find it a bit hard to cross over from the Premier League to another league, to the European leagues. So I think with him, it's no difference. He doesn't want to move, despite the fact that some clubs are interested in him. Clubs like Inter Milan, Juventus said something about him. Paris Saint-Germain also said something about him. But still, he's not interested in those moves. And what he's most interested in is definitely none other than the Premier League, which comes also with a bit of competition, because you see there are a number of clubs that are interested in him in the Premier League. With the fact that Chelsea came out and said they want him, and it could be quite big if they definitely have him. I think Chelsea's problems with Chelsea having new manager Mauricio Pochettino is a very good manager. He said he wants him, and they want to go for him. They'll put in their bids and stuff, but he's not so interested in joining the club. He's not so interested in joining. He's not so interested in joining Chelsea. With all that has happened in Chelsea, people are not sure anymore, because when you see what has actually happened at Chelsea, Frank Lampard himself came out and said what happened at Chelsea before he took over. Managers refused the job. They tried getting managers, and almost every manager that was contacted refused to take the job. So Frank Lampard came in and went to Chelsea and said, okay, I'll take the job. I'll just be a caretaker of the club until you find another replacement. And when he was manager, I must say, there's nothing that changed. Kept on deteriorating. Let's hope that Chelsea will definitely change under Mauricio Pochettino. Maybe we'll be a better club, and maybe Mauricio Pochettino is going to take a bit of time to put it in order. But still, it will be remembered that despite all that, despite everything that is happening, Mauricio Pochettino, who is a very good manager, I must say, he is a very wonderful manager. he's very well known for improving talent, and I think, despite the fact that he's a very good one and improved one, he's a very wonderful one, really, I think it's going to be quite good. I think it's going to be quite good for the club Chelsea, because he improves football players. He's one that improves football players, and once he improves the club Chelsea, then that will be quite good. But it might take a bit of time. It might take a bit of time for him to improve it. So let's wait and see how all this will definitely go. But again, I think there is quite a lot that has to be done for Chelsea, and the fact that Moises Caicedo has been linked to Chelsea, and Chelsea is willing to put in quite a lot of money to make sure that they can have him. It brings a little bit of, it brings a little bit of, I don't know whether I can call it confusion, or because no, it's not confusion, but it's not the best of uh, of things for the club Arsenal, because players like Joao Felix was linked to Arsenal. Players like Mikhail Modric from Shakhtar Donetsk was linked by Arsenal, discovered by Arsenal agents, and at the last minute, Chelsea took the players. So there is nothing much to jubilate about until the deal is done, sealed, and confirmed. And once this deal is done, sealed, and confirmed, then we will be the first people to bring it to you, to tell you what is definitely happening in there. But as it stands for now, Moises Caicedo has agreed personal terms. And what we were telling you about Moises Caicedo after him agreeing personal terms is he agreed personal terms, and he went on and told the Arsenal management, if you really need me, come and sign me, get me quick. And that was quite good. Through his agent, he's told the Arsenal management, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to leave, come get me, do the documentation, do everything that is needed, I'm ready, I don't want to go to another club. And when does this leave Chelsea? Definitely it's a big blow for Chelsea, but Chelsea sometimes puts in quite a lot of money, despite the interests of the football player, puts in quite a lot of money, and they end up getting the player. But I think it's going to be a different case right about now. I think it's going to be a totally different case right about now, because you can definitely see what's happening. You can tell what is happening, despite the fact that they have had good football players. They've got a very brilliant squad. They've got a very good squad. Despite all that, they have not been able to perform. With some people saying that Chelsea is not performing because they've not had the right manager. I think it's not about the manager. That's what I think. It's about the management. If they change the management, then Chelsea will be good to go. But if they do not change the management, not actually even changing the management, because the management might be doing all right, but how the management does things, they don't have to change the people, but they shouldn't intervene in direct football, which they do. Halftime, the owner, you can imagine, like that, like Stan Carrionk and Josh Carrionk going into halftime. When the game is at halftime, you can imagine Josh or Stan Carrionk going into the dressing rooms and telling them, oh, Bukayo Saka, you've done rubbish. You've not done. There's nothing good in what you've done today. Telling of William Saliba, oh, your defense was horrible. So that's actually what was happening at Chelsea, and that's why Chelsea is really doing quite badly. So they need to change a few things, and so that they can attract football players to go there. But for now, Moises Caicedo is not interested in going there, Moises Caicedo is only interested in joining the club Arsenal, and that is quite a good thing for all Arsenal fans. And the fact that he's already sent a message saying, "Come sign me. I'm ready for the move. I don't want to go to any other club." That really is nice. Otherwise, thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter. Make your point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever. We've definitely got to bring to you as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related, right up here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your host Abu Kaus, as we've been talking Moises Caicedo and his transfer to the club Arsenal. As I tell, thank you and goodbye for now.